Okay.
I mean, we're live. Hi.
Hey, hello everybody. We're here. We made it.
Somebody
Finally.
else get the questions up in front of him because I can't.
I have it on my phone.
Yeah, I have them open almost. Let me.
I don't.
There. Well, I have them open. First question is Wen EVOcoin.
Wen EVOcoin. Probably. Been asked quite a few times.
So let me do an introduction real quick first because we're jumping into the questions. It was
Okay.
more like let's get the questions ready for after the introduction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes sense.
I guess going from left to right, just say who you are, what you do on Evonodes, and just some general stuff about it.
YouTube left to right or?
YouTube left to right.
Well, well, I'm Sharkwip. I'm the developer at the moment. Well, I basically try to make stuff not break and improve the way stuff is working. That's the short version.
All right. Next up.
Oh, is that me? Okay.
That's you, yeah.
You're
That's
in the
you.
middle of mine, so.
Oh, really? You're not in the middle on the stream.
Oh wait, no, that's Discord. Yeah, I'm not
Aha.
on the stream whenever I'm doing the tag. But anyway,
All right.
my name is Smokey, aka Chad Smith. I am one of the original founders, and I basically do all the marketing, try to handle all the social media, and reach out to coins to get listings. I also make partnerships, and I fancy myself a text guy. They call me the wordsmith. So all the words and text you see is pretty much usually all written by me.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
But I do, to be fair, these guys both like proofread everything because I mess a lot of stuff up.
Scrutinize everything you say.
Break it down every line, rewrite it.
Yes, yes, that is
Basically.
very much a team effort.
This is why we have the whip emoji.
And that's why your name is Whip, right?
Yes.
That's true. Okay, I have a few tags up here. I'm going to save them for now.
Okay, perfect. Well, my name is Tech. I joined Evonodes 8 months ago now. Basically just after the move from Titan to Evonodes. I started out as more of a we want to grow this as a business type of guy, into what you see now is more like daily admin, doing basically everything node related, withdrawals, checking on deposits, anything that mostly right now anything that goes on into the help desk, and try to keep this thing running as best as possible for me. A little bit of my background, maybe
He's
something
the guy
that's
who's setting all those notes up. Like he's the guy doing all the work.
Last 8 months I set up more than 900 nodes. If you count the ones teared down, I'm closer to 2,000, I think.
Easily.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right, like 2,000 nodes. And about 700 which are already been taken down again with withdrawals and stuff. My background is in IT. I'm a cloud specialist, right? As far as one can call itself cloud specialist or specialist at all in IT. I work for mostly smaller businesses, do help desk, completely moving them to the cloud, removing local servers, that kind of stuff. And that's why I do think I luckily had the experience to take over the node setting up and the whole platform from Shaggy back in December when he decided to step away from Evonodes to focus on my crypto stats.
So that's introductions.
Yep. First question. Wen EVOcoin. Wen Moon.
No, that's not the first question.
No, that's a whole different question. Unfortunately, both with the same answer.
Yeah.
We don't know.
When the time is right.
We want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the time is right. We have built out what we feel to be the most ideal situation and ideal time frame Like we know how we want to do it, and we just the timing has to be right, and we have to get to the point where it makes sense for us, and
basically,
for the investor.
Yeah, we basically have one shot at releasing a coin, and if we mess up, that's it. So we want to make it count. We want to have it actually add value, not release a coin for the sake of releasing a coin.
And we've seen countless coins come out, and they have solid plans. They got solid, everything. They have working products, a good team, et cetera, but at some point the coin still suffers for X reason, and we want to make sure that we avoid as many of those pitfalls, speed bumps. So once we get to that point,
to recap on that, it's fairly simple. We all agree that releasing a coin right now would be more devastating to the company than actually helping the company.
Right.
We do want to have a certain not only value on the coin, but value for the future of the coin. We could just, as a lot of other companies, just pump out a coin to probably maybe boost their company's profits or whatever, or treasury fund to get more developers on. That's fine, but then you're basically just a private investor into a company. And we personally don't agree that that happens with cryptocurrency, because there are laws attached to that are very strict about how you treat your investors. And if you don't treat them well, you will be held responsible personally because you messed up. And we feel that if we just bring out a coin right now, like many others do, and you don't properly follow everything that you need to be doing to make sure that the investors get what they want or what they are promised, then I think it's a bad idea. You can see in a lot of one big tech company has suffered from this lately. Nvidia is the one in this case, that they said everything was fine, investors kept investing, and they crashed the market. They crashed their stock prices because they weren't fine, and they're getting sued for it. And that's something that we are very aware of, that we are not just, let's bring out a coin, let's grab some coins and make some money, and it's just not right.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong, like, we want our own coin. How cool is that, right? Who doesn't want your own coin? But we want to make sure we do it right, and it's got value. It lasts a long time.
Yeah.
We just don't want to be, boom and then bang.
Yeah.
And that's it. We want to be this slow, steady plan, just like we've been doing so far with our growth.
Yeah.
We also don't need the coin to keep growing.
No, exactly. And if we release a coin now, it's like it might give us a brief boost, then we might grow faster than we can handle, and in the end, it's all wasted anyway, because the coin, like I said, we only have one shot at it anyway.
Yeah, we don't want to counteract the effects. We don't want to end up getting the opposite effect that we want out of it.
Yeah. It has to add value, actual value.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And not only for us, but for anybody who would help hold the coin as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
I think that covers that.
Yeah. It did pretty much. But without getting into too much detail. Because trust us, we've thought about it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We thought we always keep discussing it as well. Like, this is not something that just ever goes away, gets tucked away. Every now and then we just start up something else. We saw something cool, something new from another coin who does something different, and we always think like, hey, is this something we can use to stabilize our coin when we're actually going to bring it out?
Yeah.
And that's another benefit too. We're taking our time and learning from all the other, not only the mistakes, but the successes that other projects have had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we've seen plenty of both of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Question 2
Yeah.
is from Shaggy. He says, when you're not working on Evo and crypto in general, what do you like to do for fun?
Fun? What's that?
Fun, that's
Left to
Well,
right. Let's go.
Well, I do game. I also have. I'm also co-owner of a completely unrelated website where we like about GPU pass-through, which is basically not interesting to any of the viewers, but it's like a website. It's a website about gaming in a virtual machine. So you have a Linux computer, and you want to play Windows games. Well, you can do that with a virtual machine then. Well,
that is actually kind of interesting. That's pretty cool.
does this work?
That's something I didn't know that much about.
No, well, it's pretty complicated stuff. Pretty well, like there's a very limited audience for it, but it's fun stuff. Yeah. Beyond that, just really games. Don't have time for anything else.
Games and crypto. That's going to be pretty much my answer too, except for the fact that I just like the rest of the team, we really don't have much time to game it. I have a full-time job outside of crypto just like the other guys, so when I'm not working, sleeping, and eating, or in Evo, then I'll probably spend 20, 30, maybe an hour at tops gaming. But even lately, that hasn't really happened so much. Although I do preach to the guys all the time, so you guys, we have to make sure we take breaks, stop, we don't want to get burned out, you know? And video games are a great way to escape.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm not going to add so much more new stuff here. I mean, I run my own IT company, so my time was already limited. I work more than full-time on that, and then more than full-time on Evo. Sorry?
You build offices in your free time.
Yeah, I'm going to build an office next to my house just to keep growing for my IT business. So, and that's going well. But I'm now a little bit in this situation where my work, I can't hire someone just yet, but I do have the work availability, the work amount to put on somebody. So it's
growing pains.
Yeah, this is rough. I'm working literally 7 days a week and 10 hours a day right now, basically, and more often, especially when something like a wallet or something goes wrong in Evo, or some like some wallets that updates and then has problems, and I have to come back to it again and do bootstraps and try new configs and all that. And sometimes I just get up like early in the morning and I literally go to bed at like 3 a.m. and I have 5-6 hours of sleep, and that's it. And I'm happy that I do get sometimes a little bit of game time in, but that's very rare right now. Yeah.
Usually,
so, what games are you guys playing right now when you do play games? Just to add on to that.
Currently, I'm redoing Terraria Expert Mode. And beyond that, it's usually Warframe or Minecraft, Factorio sometimes.
I know Tech's gonna say Factorio Factorio.
Yeah.
As well, yes. Factorio is just a little bit. It's quite easy to just start off, do something like a segment that you wanted to do, and then just shut it off again. But I also do. Well, I can at least. Some people can't.
When I play Factorio, I play for at least 6 hours straight, no matter what time I start.
No, I'm lucky enough that I just take my time. I don't rush anything. Just I want to do this, and I'll build it up, and then just quit it again, because something is. Somebody's typing again, like I want this, I want that.
Yeah.
And I do try to keep my Dota 2 a little bit up when possible. But that's a time investment that I, especially during the week, I often don't have, because one Dota game usually like 40 minutes or something. That's fine, but there are times where I'm just like 1.5 hours into a game. That's a single game, and I can't go out because I'm playing with people, with friends, and quitting the game basically ruins the experience for them because it's 5 versus 5. So it's a bit more of a commitment, and sometimes I just close everything down, and whatever is wrong with the company or with Evonodes, I just shut it down and I just go play a game of Dota because that's what I need to do. I need to do it. Yeah.
You got to. As much as, or as hard as it can be, it's how it has to be done in order to keep sanity.
Exactly. And other than that, my other hobbies are, I have a fish tank. I used to breed shrimp quite a lot.
That's an interesting hobby.
Yeah, I know. It basically financed my fish tank hobby. So I bought like a couple tanks, I bought a couple of shrimp, and over the course of 2 years, I built up a colony of certain types that I just bring away every month to the shop. They took it in for their pricing quite cheap in comparison to like a big wholesaler. But for me, it was still, I brought like 100 shrimp and I got like 100 euros out of it. So, and then I picked up foods and oh yeah, I brought up.
Interesting life experiences.
I actually even bred angelfish, and all my fish in my fish tank currently all bred at some point. I'm not focused on it anymore, so I'm not really doing it anymore because you have to create the ideal conditions for them. Certain fish need like a full fresh water, cold water refresh, and then they think it's rain season, and then they're going to breed, and certain temperatures, certain foods that all of a sudden come up that they don't normally get. And if you trigger that, they go into breeding mode and they go breed. But I don't really have the time for it anymore.
That's pretty interesting.
That sounds familiar, not having the time anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the common denominator for everybody. And everybody of their hobbies here is like just the time. And there's no time.
And the whole team is just so dedicated. Like, especially tech, the amount of work the guy does on a daily basis. I say that because this is the work that gets seen the most. Shark's work is kind of more undercover in the background stuff. So I know he's working his ass off too, but the tech's work is always very seen. I mean, he's setting up the Masternodes, he's doing the withdrawals, he's tearing down the Masternodes. The list is endless, to be honest with you. So hobbies for us are kind of taking a back seat because we all see the potential that Evonodes has, and we dedicate the large majority of our time, spare time, to Evonodes. Oh, and my game. I would have
what
to
do you
say,
play?
Yeah, like literally, I bought an Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition on launch day. And I probably played all of 60 hours on it since then. And I used to do that in a few days.
Yeah, I know. I remember that time.
Yeah, so
back in the MMORPG times.
Yeah. See, I guess the last game I played heavily would be Ark Survival Evolved. I used my old Xbox One X, and we hosted our own server for Xbox players. And we did that for about a year. Played the heck out of that game a lot. The server was cool. You can check out my YouTube. Oh, I'm pointing like there's a link down below. No, there's not. But yeah, you can check out my YouTube. There's plenty of videos of me streaming and playing Ark on our server and stuff. I did a couple big builds. I made a pagoda. I made a city in the sky that won an award from the Ark devs. I got $100 for that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
On that note, pretty cool. Do not check my YouTube. There's like 2 videos from like 2003 or something, or before that even. And
now you just made it even more like now I want it. I'm already clicking it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right. What's the next question?
All right. Next on the list is Shaggy again. No. Oh yeah. Follow up on the previous question. Do you guys have any plans or desires to expand your services? In other words, additional services other than shared Masternode or proof of stake pools? which kind of leads into a later question that was just asked, which is also about other features and things. How about an option to exchange earnings onto different coin on the platform, either automatically or on demand? Basically an auto exchange. I have X coin and I want to exchange them for B coin. I guess I'll start that answer off because I've been working on the light paper, as I've been calling it. It's the early or shorter rough draft version of a white paper. Not so official, but in short, yes, we do have plans to do that. It will be built right into the new infrastructure that Shark is building, and it's going to be something that is going to set us apart from everybody else. I know other companies are doing it or trying to do it or building it, but I can personally guarantee you that what Shark is going to build,
No pressure.
he's going to change the game, people. We're going to change the game. There's the whip. Pull it out.
There's the whip.
No pressure.
Get the coding, brother.
Okay,
this
well,
it might be good to pass this on to Shark because he has the most experience in the future part. We know kind of what we want. We know what we want to do in the future, what to integrate into Evonodes, because we don't want to be just a Masternode service. We want to be a crypto investment service. Not per se those words, don't quote me on that, but just we want to be more where you can not just put your coins in and that's it, but more than that, the whole ecosystem around it.
Yeah, and one of the key points for that is a brand new infrastructure, which is what I'm currently working on. Basically, I am rewriting the entire backend of Evonodes, and well, security already is a key point for this, but as an example, one of the key features the new infrastructure will have is a setup where any two servers in our infrastructure can get fully compromised without any coin getting lost. So
That's huge.
To specify this on our platform for withdrawals, deposits, cold wallets and hot wallets.
Yeah.
Masternodes itself don't have any coins. So while yes, they need to be secure, if something happens with that, we can replicate that relatively quickly. And there will be nothing lost regardless, even now.
yeah,
We want to just
But
take
there
the
are some
security a
servers-
couple steps further.
yeah, but there are some servers that have there are some servers that have to have some coins on them or have to handle coins, like the hot wallets, or the staking machine or the cold wallets. Those will be secured in a way where any two servers, any two machines can get fully compromised without risking losing any coins. By extension, that also applies to the processing of withdrawals. Any two machines can be fully compromised, and it still won't be possible to fake a withdrawal or something like that. So basically, unless three very specific machines get fully compromised, and that's a very specific combination of three machines, and unless three machines get fully compromised, all coins will be secure.
To preface this real quick with something else, we already posted a few full detailed setup of our current security setup. It's not that our current security setup is bad, it's that we can do better, and we can do better than anybody else on the market. And we already see that we already have the most advanced security setup without any instant withdrawals, where hot wallets have their keys just in a database, and a database is publicly facing because otherwise the hot wallets can't interact with it. So there are every other company that provides some form of instant withdrawal guarantee will be at some point when the bull run starts be targeted heavily, because those are the easiest companies to just pull out $1 to $2 million in an instant, because they have instant withdrawals. So if something happens to their server, your coins are completely lost instantly. And
Yeah.
we already one-up them with our current security setup with fully segmented wallets where even if an alt-bed wallet, like it happened before, compromises their wallet, then it's their wallet that's get compromised and not specifically any other wallets. So we just want to one-up them before they even start to be on our level again.
Right now, we believe we are the most secure in the Masternode industry, but we want to be the most secure in the entire industry, basically.
Yeah. We want to pave the way that the average person can invest and make sure that their investment is safe.
Yeah. So it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take a while to be implemented, but it's definitely something we're working on.
So yeah, that's the security part that will be heavily focused on in the new infra, and then of course we have the whole new future set that we want to start adding. I'm not saying we'll be ready when we have the new backend done, but we can start adding more later.
Yes, rapidly.
Yeah.
Once we have the new backend, development will go a whole lot faster.
Having the new backend is what's going to enable these features, the new features, to be easily implemented, rather than it taking a very long time or having to redo older code from our current system.
Yeah. In fact, the framework I'm creating for the new backend is designed to be, well, basically it's it's designed to be super easy to extend.
Modular.
Extremely modular. But modular in a good way, not in a JavaScript way. But that's another story. don't get me started on that.
Okay, next question would be, any plans, this one's from Slayer, any plans to make the team bigger, because increasing service, or he's saying as the service grows, it's going to become more necessary to have a larger team.
Question.
Sorry?
Which ties in with the next question?
Wen Moon?
No.
Oh, no.
Our profitability.
Yes. That does tie into there quite a bit. You are correct. The short answer to that, I guess, would be that the new infrastructure that we were just previously talking about is what's going to enable us to stay as a small, tight-knit team, because trust is such an issue in this industry. We can't just bring in anybody and give them control of the coins or allow them to do withdrawals or what have you. And so therefore, that's what makes the new infrastructure so important and so necessary. And that is what is going to enable us to be able to take over the whole game. We'll be able to grow and just keep going without being slowed down.
Yeah, new infra is basically do more with less.
Yes.
It will enable us to do way more with way less manpower.
Everything that we've learned over the past year or 2 years will all go into making the new infra and the administration of the service just like that much easier or more automated.
Yeah.
That way it's less time consuming for us, and we can focus on building partnerships and just taking it to the next level from there.
Yeah, expanding the service.
Mm-hmm. Or doing what we really love to do, and that's create stuff, come up with ideas and just bring new things to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's the three of us, and I have my own company. Shark is a full-time developer that is basically being hired right now to work on Evo. So I can't count his hours towards our team. specifically, like in that regard, like daily, making sure that everything keeps running. So the team will be the three of us for a while, yes. So Shark keeps on trucking to make sure that currently right now only me, but Smokey is learning as well soon to do all the Masternode stuff and all the withdrawals, and we can just split out the workload a little bit more. And you can have to imagine that what Shark did in the last, let's say, 3 months ish, about when he started to really go into the code and start working on things. When I took over from Shaggy, I had trouble keeping 300 nodes up. That was a horror at that point.
From manual, like labor.
It was very manually labor intensive, yes. The code was fine, but it was just not that scalable at that point.
Right.
And what Shark did is make sure that I can now currently maintain 1,200, 1,300 nodes with the same time I did with 300 nodes back then. And that gives you an idea of that. He basically made sure that I can handle 4 times as much alone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically made our work in Evonodes 4 times more efficient already. Mm-hmm. And it's I wouldn't say on a daily basis improving, but at least on a weekly basis it's improving on that constantly. So every time there's a small change to, for example, how we deploy Masternodes, if there's a change where I save 5 or 10 seconds, all of a sudden when I'm setting up 70 ISF nodes, which happened before, all of a sudden I'm saving like 30-40 minutes over the course of those nodes alone. And that starts to add up quite quickly.
Yeah.
So the TLDR is indeed, we don't have any plans right now to increase the team size. We do want to move, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, Chad, but correct me if I'm wrong. We do want to eventually start moving someone full-time into Evonodes, and that is probably going to be Chad, because I have my IT business to run. So at some point I need to start handing it off to somebody that works for Evonodes, right? So at that point, once we're profitable enough to do that safely, we probably would put Chad into a full-time position where he's also an employee to Evonodes. So while the team doesn't per se grow, we're just changing the dynamics of everything.
Right.
And the biggest part is indeed trust. Like there's more than like $200K in dollars into the coins right now, and you don't just give somebody, strangers, a private key like, here, set up some Masternodes. That's just not happening.
As you probably can imagine, before Shaggy left and before Tech came on, me and Shaggy were having a very long and extensive discussion about who we can bring on, because he had mentioned to me that he was getting pretty burnt out. He needed a break, he needed to step back. So we began looking at people, and Tech was one of the first people who came to mind, and he was the only other person besides Lucid and Inertia who decided to come on board. And everybody already knows Lucid is no longer with us, but he's not passed away. He's not on the team. Yeah, that sounded real bad, right? No, Lucid had some issues. He had to step away from crypto altogether. So, but we still wish him the best, and he always has a home here with Evo, obviously. But like Tech was saying, I'm a cook or a restaurant service industry person my entire life. Like I've been poor my whole life. I don't know nothing else. So Evonodes is everything to me. Like I cannot stress that enough. So as soon as the opportunity comes on, I will definitely be all about jumping in and going full-fledged into Evo. We will take this to the top. It will be number one. But that time, we have to, it's baby steps. We're working baby steps. Nobody, trust me, nobody besides me wants to go into the job, or nobody else worse than me wants to go into the job and be like, I quit. But I can't do that. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Let's see.
Oops.
Where are we? Would Evonodes ever considering offering full node hosting where collateral remains in the hands of the customer? Yes.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
We understand that a shared Masternode service is sort of like the necessary evil of the industry. You know what I mean? Like, crypto is supposed to be about trustless. Like, you shouldn't have to send your coins off to somebody else, right? But with our type of service, this is a necessary evil in order to make it work. And we understand that our service is really more for those people without whole nodes who are building up and saving up for that whole node. And once they hit that whole node, we want to be able to offer them a option to host that node without being in the pool, sharing the rewards, or et cetera, et cetera. So yes, that is definitely in the books, and I will hand it off to Shark probably because I know he's got some ideas about how that'll work.
Well,
It will be full dedicated node hosting.
yes. Well, how it will work, it's basically, well, not that much different from how the current system works. It's the code for it is practically the same as the code for shared masternodes. It just needs a few tweaks, which is the first feature planned for new infrastructure. Once we get the new infra going, dedicated masternodes will be there at launch of new infra.
And we will have multiple options as well, not like just, well, basically if you're a person who has one masternode, you need something different than what a person with 10 different masternodes has.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you need something different from the person who has 10 different masternodes of 10 different coins. Some people have 10 masternodes of the same coin, some people have 10 masternodes of different coins, some people only have one. So we're going to hit all three of those bases and have options, affordable options for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Tech, do you want to add anything to that one?
Don't have much to add there. What you said is true. Like the idea of the shared masternodes started because masternodes were worth 10, 50, 70, 100K for a single masternode. And the idea of crypto also is everybody can join, right?
To empower everybody.
Power to everybody. But if you have one coin of a Dash node, well, what are you going to do with it? It's going to just sit in your wallet. And that's when and it doesn't even stake at all, I think, Dash, right? I'm not even sure anymore. It doesn't matter.
No, Dash doesn't stake.
No, see. Like, so you have one coin and that's it. But you want to be invested in something like a Dash because, you know, it's a solid project. But how do you get invested into something that takes 70K or 80K to get invested in? The average Joe doesn't have that kind of cash laying around to just throw into a masternode. Because it is still a high-risk investment. So that's where the shared masternode service started out. But there are more and more coins that start out that have more affordable options, not counting bear market, because that's the situation that everything goes in up and down with. But you can start out with those one Dash coin and just grow it. And if you have a little bit more cash left over, you just buy another one, put it into the pool, and you get a little bit more rewards now. And that's a very instant gratification, and that also motivates you to keep investing into it because you know that you get something out of it. But once you have a full node, then you probably want to have the coins into your own possession so that you are responsible for your own coins like crypto is intended. And that's the part where we really want to have the dedicated masternode service that you can say, okay, I want to have I'm going to rent a VPS with you or whatever, how we're going to call it. You're going to do the technical stuff because I don't know how to do that. Evonodes takes care of that. I'm going to pay them for that. And I have my own coins in my own wallet. And I have a nice looking dashboard that shows me I need to do this config. I need to paste it there. You need to send this much coin to this address of yours. And it just gives me the steps to easily go through it, and 5 minutes later you have your masternodes up and running. And that's what we want to do. And that's trustless because the only thing that actually could technically go wrong is the VPS, which doesn't hold any coins.
Yeah, I mean, it only broadcasts now to the network. It doesn't actually contain any code.
No, it basically says this wallet address here has enough coins to be considered a masternode, so you need to give that address a certain percentage of the rewards.
Yeah.
So we would be completely cut out in the trust part, and that's something that we also want to add.
And that's something that I mean, everybody would probably agree was Satoshi's original vision of trustless. You know, you being your own bank, you being in control of your coins, and you taking on all the responsibility of that.
That is utopia. I'm not sure, like with the shared Masternode service, I don't think that's fully possible, but we can strive to get it as close as possible that we can.
Right, and that is our goal.
To be fair, Satoshi didn't account for Masternodes at all.
No.
Yeah.
It just accounted for a digital global currency.
Yeah.
So
all
yeah,
right,
that's that. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go with, drum roll please, does Evonodes plan to register as a private company, or is Evonodes registered as a private company?
We actually forgot one part. We actually forgot one part to address specifically.
What's that?
We wanted to tie into the profitability part, but we didn't.
Ah, yes.
Oh, right, yes.
So
we are profitable.
We are profitable. We are healthy.
Self-sustained.
No, we're not rich.
No.
So we cannot
every day.
Exactly. We still cannot afford to put chat on 24 like a full-time job. We just can't. And
money, I don't make a whole lot of money. I'm a cook.
Any money that's currently coming out of Evo is going straight back.
straight back into Evo, and that's something that I have personal experience with. Right, I started up my company about 3.5 years ago now, and maybe a couple bits and parts here, like actual work computer, you know, to separate my private and my work stuff. I invested everything back into my company, and I'm only now starting to see the result of it. There are more customers coming, and basically more money than I can spend on getting more customers because I don't have the time to give time to my new customers. So now is finally the time. 3.5 years later, I finally see the investments coming back. And then this is the same thing I want for Evo. We can
we're only a year and a half into Evo, so you got to imagine it took 3.5 years or whatever he said to get to where he is now. So we got some time before we get there.
Definitely, and I do think crypto moves a little bit faster than regular businesses. Decisions are made quicker. There's a lot more people in the space that are available for the service that we run, and there are far less services like us. So there's definitely some speeding up in that process, but I think if we take out money now for personal gain right now, that wouldn't be smart. That would only hamper the growth of Evonodes.
Yeah.
And not saying that it won't happen in some form once we have to dedicate absolutely, let's say, full-time hours, but we cannot afford to pay a full-timer yet. There will be some things going on with our profits, but still right now, all we do is, okay, we have some cash left over. Let's buy a Masternodes online link. Let's do something else with it that we're going to announce in a couple minutes here.
I wonder what.
Right? So we want to make sure that we have the basics done and everything solid, that we know, okay, when we take the next step, it's going to be safe to do so.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, so then that leads us into our next question. Is Evonodes registered, or does it plan on registering as a private company or public company for that matter, I guess?
Oh, that's one for tech.
We do have plans to do that.
Yes.
But just like everything else, with baby steps. Like we're doing everything in what we feel is the proper order, and we just haven't quite gotten to that point yet. it is right around the corner.
Yeah, let me put it this way. It is right around the corner that we were going to start investing more time into the research needed to get it done.
That's a fair point too.
A little bit more specific on, we don't know exactly yet when it's going to happen. We do not know in what capacity yet. We do know the basics of any business, the ownership, who's responsible for what, how much percentage is shares. That is all covered. We just need to know where we are going to do it and what are the laws that are applicable to the company that we are registering. Because if we mess that up, that's going to hurt everybody.
Yeah,
and it could cost us huge.
Yes,
we can't. Exactly.
That will, if we make a mistake there, that will cost the company. That will make Evonodes shut down, and that's something that we just don't want to do.
With the different laws in all the different countries, states, and provinces and whatnot, and the time, basically, they're changing constantly. So we have to make sure that we pick the right place to register in, and that we're abiding by all of the laws in that place to the T.
Yep. Yeah.
Because we want to do everything. I mean, we want insurance. We want the whole 9 yards. We want legal companies. We want it all. So we're not just going to half step in anything. We got to make sure we do it right from the start.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it is definitely on the roadmap.
It is.
It is definitely on the roadmap. Yeah. We just don't know which exit yet.
Yeah.
Okay. 132 or 135. We don't know. We'll get there though.
Maybe 200.
You guys might not do numbers. Do you guys do numbers on your exits? I'm curious.
We do.
Yes.
We do.
Okay.
Only I remember in Dutch.
Alphabets. Fair enough.
Well, you do weird things, so I can imagine the question there.
Yeah.
We had this to stem where this is coming from. Everybody, we had this long conversation about roundabouts the other day.
Roundabouts, yeah.
So we don't have roundabouts here in the U.S. Well, not very many of them. There's actually one down at the beach. But I'm telling you right now, you guys, nobody knows how to use it. Nobody. They all stop at it like there's a stop sign there, and it's not.
We have roundabouts optimized for bikes.
Yeah, roundabouts optimized for bike traffic as well. Yeah, and they always have priority over cars. 99% of the time.
Usually, yeah.
They should, unless somebody in the driver's playing the points game. Then we won't get into that though.
Yeah.
Carmageddon, you mean? No. But yeah, we Shark and me are both from the Netherlands, and Chad isn't. So Smokey isn't, and he's from the USA. So we always pick on him for using Fahrenheit and inches, and they don't even know usually don't even know what a normal bike is. They don't see him often at all. So we pick on him for that.
You don't know what football really is.
Soccer.
Mm-hmm. It's all backwards. We just we're the opposite people. We like do things different.
Football is with a round ball, not like this weird shaped thing.
Egg thing.
You run with it in your hands. How do you call it football? I got you there.
Say to that, yeah. I'm stuck, bro.
If we touch it with our hands, it's a penalty. It's a fall.
You just blew my mind, bro. I don't know what's real anymore. Okay. We already did the auto exchange one, and then the one we did skip over is Wen Moon. Anybody?
New infra?
You? Wen Moon? Anybody?
New infra? As soon as possible?
Yes. Wen Moon. As soon as possible. ASAP.
As soon as we're ready.
Soon PM.
Something funny to actually talk about Moon of coins right now. What's funny is actually that once crypto in general moons again, our investors will see the biggest gains out of all Masternode services.
Probably, yeah.
And that's the funny part. that we run a lot of nodes that people are like, what other companies literally say they are shitcoins. They do. They just say on the Discord, we are delisting these coins because they're shitcoins. And I'm like, no, you don't get to decide what is a shitcoin or not. That's up to the investor.
And you also don't get to judge that just by market sentiment.
Exactly. Just because a coin doesn't have current value in money per coin doesn't mean it's not valuable. There are plenty of projects that we have listed that are not valuable, but they do still hold value.
I mean, take, for example, Creds. Creds is still... It has little value at the moment, but it is definitely an active project, a successful project with a working product.
Yep.
Just because it doesn't hold a lot of value now doesn't make it a shitcoin.
No. I mean, Creds could be worth, what is it, like 10 sats right now? It could go up to, what, 200 sats one day? Maybe, I don't know, I'm not saying that. But if it does, then all of a sudden is it still a shitcoin? Because nothing changed besides the price.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The project, the devs, and everything else are still the same. The only thing that changed was the market sentiment towards that thing. And that is honestly just people's opinion, a group of people's opinion about a certain coin or project, and that doesn't mean their opinion's right. So for us to go and delist a coin or to just outright badmouth them in any way for their price being X Satoshis, we don't find that to be good business practices. So therefore, that's why we came up with our fee structure. And I think to circle back to what Tech was going to say when the next bull market or moon comes along, the people who are hosting their nodes with us are going to notice a significant increase in profits versus other services strictly because of our fee structure. Our fee structure helps not only the good earning coins by charging only $2 a month. If your coin is earning you $100 a month, you're not paying 7% in fees, which is, whatever. You're only paying $2 a month, which is only $2 in fees in this case, or 2%.
An example here, Zcoin is currently at 1.03% fees per node.
Yes.
And this is a Masternode worth 12K, right?
Right.
And let's take an average percentage of the industry, it's 5%. So they take 5 times as much as we do for the same coin. 5 times as much.
For the same service.
For the same service, same coin, same product that we offer, they offer.
They just have a much higher profit margin. And we're not knocking the other services for doing that. To each their own.
Well, we do a little bit.
But a little bit. Because we want to make it clear to everybody, like, hey, I mean, we're trying to make everybody say, hey, you're kind of getting charged way too much over there, you know what I mean?
And the biggest noticeable thing is when new master coins come out. And that's the thing that baffles me a little bit.
That's what I was going to say. Zcoin's ROI isn't even a high ROI.
No, definitely. Like there are coins that come out that have like a $300-400 a day profitability for a full node. And all of a sudden, if you extrapolate that to 12K a month, you take 5% of that. They took no more than $600, right? If I'm counting correctly, 600.
Right.
And they took $600 where we would only take 2. So and that's a sentiment that I think a lot of people miss with our fee structures, that we are not looking to like the 75% fee coin that we have. We're not looking to take as much as possible. We just take what we think is fair to us.
What we need, basically.
What we need to make sure that the coin can stay hosted and that we stay profitable to make sure that the service keeps hosting. And I think the balance that we found with our current fee structure will eventually just draw out people from other services. Like, hey, why am I paying $20 on this service for this node while I can get the same node for $2 somewhere else? Right? So not saying that we are always maybe at $2, maybe something changed in the future with certain aspects of futures, but we don't want to take more than we need to stay a healthy business and make sure that we can keep on growing.
Exactly.
No, we're not
greedy.
Yeah, we're not going to go and get greedy one day either. I mean, some people, when we did change our fee structure, said, "Oh, all of a sudden you guys are getting greedy. Like these Masternode companies, they start off super small, they get to a certain point, and they think, oh, now we can charge this much." When in reality, we were only charging $1.50 per node prior to the fee change, and now we're charging $2 per node. So it's really only a 50-cent increase across all nodes. Some nodes obviously don't make that much per month, even with the new fee structure.
Yeah.
But
not even that. With the old fee structure, we charged way more for certain nodes because there was a hard cap of a max of a minimum of 7%.
Minimum of 7%. So Zcoin would have been 7 times as much as now. So it incentivizes investing into the Masternodes that have a high revenue per month, basically. And the other side of the coin is, as soon as our fees go above a certain percentage, so above like 30, 40-ish is what I've seen, where profitability starts to dive a bit more for coins, other services just delist them, call them a shitcoin and delist them. Like, why?
And they've already paid the listing fee to get
and they paid a listing fee to get onto a service that when their coin price dives into a certain value, they're going to be called a shitcoin and get delisted. Like, why? That just doesn't make any sense for any party.
And that's not going to happen all the time, obviously, because there's going to be bear markets and there's going to be bull markets where everybody's coin prices are going up. But during a bear market where the majority of the coins are just going down just because it's a bear market and not because the projects are shit coins. So to go and delist somebody for that we just don't find it to be good business practice, once again.
And I do think that we also have way better relationship with the devs of the coins that we have listed. We have a whole list of internal channels where coin devs can post their wallet updates or ask us questions, or we can ask them questions. And we have a whole list of devs that are actively speaking to us, not on a daily basis, but at least on a weekly basis, basically. We have a lot of we're a lot in touch with Zuaz Coin, for example. We talk a lot about their blockchain events that they visit. We actually been on one of their flyers that they handed out on one of the blockchain events because we were the service. They saw us as the service that supported Zuaz instead of just supporting profits. And that's what we want to also radiate to others. Like, we're not here to just to grab money and to get more money into my pocket. We want to build a relationship with everybody out there in crypto, so that everybody, the coin dev comes to us and say, okay, I'm going to pay the listing fee, and I know I'm going to stay listed as long as I provide the work to grow the product and make sure that I'm developing the project that I'm working on. And I think that's a more healthy relationship than just, oh, I want 1,000 investors so I can get some cash out of the pockets of investors, and that's it. And then I'm going to get delisted because my coin is not worth as much anymore.
Yeah.
I think over time, we will be known more as the long-term safe route to go. For the coins who want that instant gratification and the exposure that comes with a listing, I think those coins will have their homes, and I think will be the home for the more serious long-term projects that are looking for that security.
Yeah. Especially with the other upcoming planned features.
Yes. I think we all truly believe that we have what we have in our plans will add tremendous value to listing with Evonodes over the years, and we don't plan on just stopping there. Once we execute our plans, we are going to continue to innovate and continue to create new things. Like, our minds don't just stop. We're constantly thinking, what can we do new? What can we, how can I fix this? How can I make this better for the smaller investor? Or,
And then once my mind goes and I'm typing and Shark thinks I'm gonna log off because I don't want to do this today. No, not again.
Well, I go on random ID rants as well.
Yeah, we all do, luckily.
We all come up with like the wildest ideas, and then someone else is like, well, can we actually do that? And
That's it. Yeah, these guys are the ones who are bringing my crazy ass down to reality all the time. Like, I get these things in my head and I get hell bent on them. Like, why can't we do this? And Shark was like, because it's not technically possible.
Then make it technically possible, man. Do it.
A lot is technically possible. There are some ideas that like just can't work, but a lot of the ideas we do get can and will be implemented down the line.
Right. We just have to, again, take the proper steps and make sure we do it all.
Straighten out the basics. This is what new infra will be. Straighten out the basics, that our code base will be more scalable, expandable. We can tack on whatever we want that builds into, like, basically modular, fully modular. Right now, all the services, I would say all the services, don't quote me on that, are very built on a certain service direction. And they offer this and maybe go a little bit to the side for this and maybe go a little bit to that side for this. But what we want is, if we find something like this is what people want, we want to just build it like that all of a sudden. And that's something that's currently not possible, that will be possible with new infra.
Yeah, and not just the not just the Masternode part or one part.
Oh,
it's
everything
going to be extendable to whatever we want, even stuff from completely different industries if we find the need to do that.
Yes, and we already have a couple of things right now which we are going to test out for probably relatively soon to open up the business a bit more to other directions. I think, hold on, I'm making sure. Shark can say a few words about that.
Can I?
I think
a little bit. Hold on. Now, there's a question in the YouTube chat from Carol. We did discuss this earlier on. Adding new team members right now will not be feasible for our profitability. We just don't have enough to pay somebody full time. And we want to basically move Chad because he's currently in a normal job. I'm an IT business man, so I have my own company. He will be the one that will be growing into Evonodes full time at some point, but the team will be in the same capacity as it is now, just differently. People will do different things, and we want to move towards that as soon as possible, but also safely enough for it not to crash, that Smokey will just quit his job and 2 months later he needs to go search a job again. That's also not our goal. So the current team will stay as is as long as possible.
What we will do though is work towards a better workflow between the three of us.
Yeah.
It's that would be the goal, so that it would be more spread out. Yeah. And that way, one person's not getting burnt out or et cetera. You know?
Yeah. Most of the work I've done on Evo so far has been workload reducing work.
Quality of life. It is really quality of life fixes and tweaks and things that here and there.
Yeah.
Well,
and yes, the service
very much necessary, but yeah.
The service is indeed growing really fast. We do not know when certain parts will start moving in that direction. We don't know. Within 4 months we have quadrupled our nodes.
This all started out as a hobby too.
Yeah, not meaning right now we are as quadruple as profitable, but you know we are healthy enough to support growing even more, so that we can actually put somebody there that does this full time.
I mean, when I came on board and I first looked at the profits, we were at
minus
$50.
yeah, we were at minus profits.
Yeah,
we were bouncing around zero between negative and just.
Yeah, we now have relatively safely a couple $100 per month left over for marketing and stuff like that. So it's getting there. It's getting there.
Compared to when we started, it's definitely gone up a lot.
Oh yeah.
Not enough to
Well,
sustain.
also think that like
time.
we quadrupled our nodes, right? So it had to grow anyway. I mean, if
Yeah.
we add 4 times as much nodes and we don't grow in profitability, something is wrong, right? But
We also
yeah,
tweaked, we also with the new server infrastructure, we also tweaked. We also improved the profitability per node a little bit.
yeah, about 10%, I would say,
Yeah, give or take.
give or take,
More flexibility in what nodes we can deploy when.
and more expandability to be less restrictive on the amount of nodes that we could run of the same coin. So we improved a lot in that regard.
Yeah,
Very
and
much
nowadays we can actually see what's going on with our servers.
Yeah, we have better reporting of the servers itself, and that helps, again, keeping nodes online better, which means also everybody's making more money all around.
We had no reporting on the servers initially.
But very minimal. Yeah.
We
Yeah, it
wouldn't.
was very minimal.
Well, yeah, if a node went down, we would see. But
I could technically log in and check every node individually what their loads are, you know. So there was a little bit, but I didn't do that. That was impossible. But yeah, that was from Carol.
There's a bot, and it sent error messages or node down messages to a specific Discord channel.
well,
That was the extent of it for the most part. And once Shark come on, he put a lot of that, or eased a lot of that. Like the bot doesn't even post that much anymore, I wouldn't assume. But
Only the withdrawals, which we get reported like that.
right, so a lot of that got moved right into the admin panel, or even just solved completely because there was no need for the bot to post anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, we are currently actually on our faults at a 99.9% uptime on all nodes, over 1,300 nodes right now on our accord. So if a wallet goes down because the chain got stuck, that's something we cannot count because that's not up to us. But on our end, we have a 99.9% uptime right now for the last, since we basically moved to our own dedicated hardware. And that says a lot about also Shark, how we built everything, the nodes itself, how they're integrated into the system, how they're actually installed, how we spread out everything, the optimizations that we couldn't do because we used to be just on a VPS on Vulture. You can't do anything there. You have a VPS, congrats, good luck with that. And now we can actually tweak stuff to see how certain wallets react to more or less resources with more or less connections, and we can tweak that very finely so we can get a little bit more out of the servers.
Yeah, I still enjoy when we get a new server. I just kick off a script, hit enter, and I just see all these new nodes appearing in our one by one. All the new nodes pop up.
But coming back to
optimized.
I've always been jealous of a coder like yourself because they can think of this thing, or somebody can think of this, and they can just make magic happen with their fingers. They just say boom, and then you just sit back and watch it all just happen.
It's never too late to learn.
Beautiful.
Never too late to learn.
To create something out of nothing. I've always been. I think that's pretty cool. I really do wish I would have gotten it
I still can.
a little earlier. I can, and I've actually talked to Shaggy. Shaggy was like giving me little tips about where I should start learning and dabble into it. No, hell no. Just not enough time. Maybe when I always say this, when I go full time or Wen Moon, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, time is still restricted to 24 hours a day, so.
Yes.
Then I can put you on my work, and I'll go on vacation to the Bahamas.
Alright, so short term, I think that was also a little bit of a question, right? Long term and short term plans?
Yeah, that was largely answered by new infra, I guess. Well, short term
hasn't been answered really. Yeah, before new infra. So new infrastructure will be completely different, but short term, there are a couple of things that we want to. Well, I wouldn't say fully like go integrated full into it, Evonodes, but at least test the waters to see how we can integrate a certain extra feature set for users or coin devs.
Yeah. some things we really want to change short term, which I'm in fact currently working on. Well, still better reporting, so we catch problems before they become a problem, which is part way there, but still not completely, which is what I'm working on. Currently, we don't have a way to display node tiers, which is something I hope to get into the system in a week, 2 weeks at most. And
Tiers,
right now,
meaning you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or platinum tier like ESPC.
Yeah.
Like we
So
host all
currently-
of those, and we only show one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we only
currently-
show the tier that we host, but there always will be, for example, ESBC, we have more than 2 platinum nodes, and we also have like a couple of bronze, a couple of silvers, I can't remember exactly, but we are currently only
Changing
showing the
constantly.
platinum nodes.
yeah, we have far more than one node.
We have far more than 2 nodes, yeah.
Yeah, 2 nodes, yes.
Yeah.
It's well, I'm working on visualizing that, and currently, if you're signed up through the website and you don't use Discord, you have no way of keeping up with our news. So
This is a big
the other big features I'm working on is a notification system and a news section, which will actually have our like links to our weeklies and stuff like that. The notification
basically the
system
same as the
will,
announcements channel.
yeah,
Basically, yeah.
yeah,
But then a more big news about announcements.
yeah. Well, the notification system will be more like the announcement channel. The
Or the minor.
news section will be the actual news.
Yeah.
Okay.
So notification channel can be like notifications will have stuff like, for instance, if a node gets delisted, all the users that are a member of that node will get a notification. Yo, get your coins out.
Right.
If
Before
there's
X date.
if there's anything that urgently needs attention, it will be shown to all relevant users.
A lot of people don't know this. I don't mean to cut you off, but when we were originally built, Evonodes was built around the Discord bot. There was no website, so that was in place first, and everything that has come with the website has come afterwards, and because everything is there basically from user feedback. Like, if you want it, we pretty much built it into there back when it was being built anyway. Now we're focusing on the new infrastructure, and we have an entirely new list of things that we're going to listen to you and put into the new infrastructure. But so what Shark was saying, now I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Well,
The website needs work, a lot of work.
yes.
The basics was Discord, and the website was built with the idea that 99% of the people will use Discord to invest, withdraw, everything.
That's what I was
Then the
getting at.
website came along, and yes, you could have your dashboard and stuff like that, but it wasn't fully extended yet from Discord to the website, which still isn't. So we want to improve the website because we noticed that more and more people are signing up with the website and not with the Discord, because they're not in a million Discord with coins anymore, like in a bull run. So their Discord usage is much less than a website usage. And we want to make sure that everybody has the relevant information. And if they check back like once every 2 weeks, that will be enough to make sure that they don't miss anything important, like a delist where they need to pull out their coins in a certain time, or anything else specific. I don't know anything off the top of my mind, but any announcement that we had for something that changed in our service, like this fee structure or anything, basically. We only show it in Discord right now. And we have about the same amount of Discord users as invested users, but I'm guessing about 30 to 40% of our Discord users are not invested in Evonodes right now.
Yeah.
So about 30-40% of our invested users are only using the website, and that is lacking information right now.
Yeah, so that's a real high priority thing to really get fixed. Also, for instance, email notifications for delists are also in the works.
Yep. so that you'll get an email if a coin is abandoned and we delist it. That's the only reason why we would delist it in the first place. That you will know about it by email and not just in a Discord channel.
Yeah, only for relevant stuff, of course. If you're
sure.
not,
if you're not invested into the pool, it doesn't matter, so you won't get the notification.
Exactly.
All right. Short term, there are a couple of there are two things that I think we are gonna announce.
Yes.
The one that I just typed in that Shark will talk about a little bit.
Yep.
If I have to.
Go ahead. Just a brief thing about it, because it's
just a
pretty
brief
cool,
thing.
I think. And
yeah,
it'll really open up to how we'll be able to integrate and kind of.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we've been wanting to do, we've discussed it with the US devs a while ago as well. We want to. We already host the full wallets for all our coins, which means we can tie other services to those wallets without any additional cost. One of those services that would be pretty straightforward to implement is CoinXplorers. So, and it just so happens that Shaggy happened to be working on something itself, which we're currently looking into, like linking together in a way.
I do believe it is live, right? The site is live to the public. You can grab a link at it.
I think it was public.
I do believe it is.
I think it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm spinning.
I'm gonna scroll back here and chat. It wasn't too far.
Anyway, yeah.
It's currently down, but the website is like hosted.
Yes. Okay.
So he's probably working on it.
In the works. That's in the works.
He's working hard on it. Shaggy now, of course, in that sense, has a different entity than Evonodes. Right. He now focuses on my crypto stats, and in this case, he built basically a CoinXplorer. That's where it boils down to. Yeah. And as Shark said, we already run the full blockchain on every single wallet in our platform, which is big, by the way. We use up a lot of disk space for this, but it does improve performance of the wallet itself a lot, in uptime, in also querying it for reports. And we already discussed it before, like we want to offer coin devs more than just we are a shared Masternode service. We want to offer them a CoinXplorer so that they can say to their users like, hey, if we are working on our coin, or if we have a problem with our CoinXplorer that we run in-house, we still have a backup on Evonodes. And our current users, they can just log into our dashboard and like, hey, where's my transaction of this coin that I did to whatever other wallet that I have, and they have it right in front of them. So it's more of a convenience thing for both the coin devs and the users, while not taking up more space or performance than they already do on our current infrastructure. And that basically spiked the idea of like, hey, when Shaggy came along with, I am actually building something that we want to test the waters with this and try some form of integration. We are not sure exactly how this is going to look. We also cannot guarantee this will be the exact idea how it's going to be executed, but this is where we start this journey of the CoinXplorer.
A nice bonus of that is that it's essentially a universal CoinXplorer that lists all these coins, and all these coins link back to Evonodes. So it's a nice bonus in PR for us as well.
Yep.
How did you guys see at the bottom there? He added in partnership with my crypto stats and Evonodes.
Where?
Can you link it?
I did in the YouTube chat. You can click on it.
You didn't.
I didn't?
Nope. Not on the live one, I think.
I don't have yet.
You liar. You're not allowed to link.
Oh, that's probably it. Can you link it in Discord? I'll copy paste it.
Yeah, I got you.
But are we allowed to link it?
I am.
Yeah, I mean, towards Shaggy.
I think so.
I don't know how public it is yet.
I'm pretty sure.
I think
I'm
that
pretty
the
sure he
only
said
way-
like, yeah, like it'll be fine.
Okay.
What better way
we
to
know
announce
that-
it to the public than this forum right here, right
It's
Yeah.
a business trip anyway.
now? Yeah.
That's the
Anybody
link.
talking to Shaggy, don't tell him we just did that.
And like Shark said, this is not like a CoinXplorer that only does this coin or that coin. This is a CoinXplorer for all coins.
Yeah.
And the
just
start of this
coins that are
CoinXplorer will be basically the coins that we have listed,
Right.
because we have so much, such a relationship with Shaggy that as soon as something is amiss with a wallet or something is not working correctly, we can pick it up really quickly instead of having a third party again that may or may not respond as quickly as you want or need to.
And it's so much quicker than other explorers.
Yeah, this is lightning fast in comparison. Like you click it and 20 coins loaded instantly.
Yep. And even the individual coins load instantly.
Yeah, if you click on one, it's bam, it's there. And it's not waiting on these equidus nodes and loading statistics left and right. And
To be
Did you guys
fair,
click on the coin yet?
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. It's live. The
With
Explorer's all live.
Evonodes right there in the center
Yep.
of the dang thing, and it takes you to the pool.
Yep, takes you to the pool.
I didn't even know that, guy. I'm finding this stuff out with y'all right here.
there we go.
now, like,
It's very useful
That's
indeed,
cool.
Carol. Again, this is our vision of Evonodes. We don't want to be just a shared Masternode or Masternode service.
love you, Shaggy.
We want to be a crypto service.
yeah,
You're the best, buddy.
we want to be the crypto service.
We want to be the
The
crypto
one-stop
service.
shop.
Yeah, the one-stop shop where you come in, you have a coin, and eventually, like we talked about earlier as well, like we do want to have certain auto exchange features and stuff like that. Let's say you invest 1,000 ESBC, but that's where you want your position to stay at, and you say you want to grow your position of Zcoin. All of a sudden, you can say once this is done, it will be a little while out, that I want to auto exchange my ESBC rewards towards the Zcoin pool. And that's something that nobody else is doing or even thinks about doing.
Yeah.
We want to create an
to-
ecosystem.
To expand upon that, you can essentially, we built Evonodes for the smaller investor who didn't have a whole node, right? Now, once we add in the turnkey full node hosting, you can save up your coins till you get your own full node of whatever point. Then you can, with the auto exchange, you'll be able to take that full node and the earnings from that full node, and automatically after every reward reinvestment cycle or every payout cycle, which is every 8 hours currently, that auto exchange will automatically take your ACE rewards and turn them into Dash if you want, and then Dash, those Dash rewards that those ACE rewards you're turning into Dash will automatically be put into the Dash Masternode pool.
Yep.
Now you're using your ACE Masternode to slowly stack your Dash Masternode, and eventually you'll have your own Dash Masternode. Now, once you have your full ACE Masternode, you want to take that out of the pool, the shared pool, and you want to host that by yourself. So we'll give you your own dedicated private server. Well, not your own, it'll be shared with other nodes, but it'll be cheap because it's being shared with other nodes. You can host probably anywhere from 10 to 15 nodes. We'll see, depending on the specs, on one server. So therefore, you're only going to pay a fraction of the cost for that server to host your node. Now your Dash Masternode and your ACE Masternode are making you more Masternodes. Now you're the guy with 10 different Masternodes, right? Now you need your own dedicated server. You can do that. You will be able to do that with Evonodes. You will be able to take and put all of your Masternodes in a trustless system. All of the coins be still, for full Masternodes, will still be in your control.
Yep.
And you'll have your own server specifically dedicated to you. The best part about it is you really don't have to maintain each other, because our specs will be so good by then. I mean, that's one of the things we're doing right now with our current systems is we're tweaking and we're finding the best possible specs to run Masternodes at. we haven't probably found the perfect ones yet, but I feel like these two have put in a assload of work, and they've gotten a really, really efficient system and really efficient spec setup down for the servers, and we will be able to offer that premium 100% uptime, well, 99.9% uptime.
100% is physically impossible.
Right. Okay. Yes. But
especially in this industry.
Yeah.
Yes. So don't quote me on that part. But we will do our best to get as close to that as possible. Obviously, our goal is to be as close to perfect as possible. We're obviously human, and we're not going to get there, but that's still going to be our goal. So now that we're about 90 minutes or more into this is
yeah. So we have the CoinXplorer part, and we have one other announcement to make in this regard. In this AMA. Okay. You do it. You did most of the work of it. Yeah, you did all the work. So let's go.
All right, everybody. Well, this is the big announcement we've been wanting to make, and it's been a long time coming. I know I say that for a lot of other things, but anyway, this really has been a long time coming. We've been planning on this for a while now, and we feel like we're finally at the point where it's going to be the right thing to do. We not only have done our official face reveals today, put all of our ugly mugs up here in front of you guys,
so
you can see who we are. And we've also sent pictures of our ugly mugs over to KYD. And we have officially sent in the required payment. And within the next 2 weeks, we will be KYD verified. I wish I could say we were going to be the first shared Masternode platform to do so, but one other service is beating us to do it priorly. But I just found out from Captain Hoek that that service is no longer going to be offering shared Masternodes. So we will be the only shared Masternode service that is KYD verified. That for us, I think, is a huge thing. It's kind of a game changer, and nobody else is doing it. Nobody else wants to put their faces out there. Nobody else wants to take on that kind of responsibility.
Yeah, it basically adds another level of trust and a extra guarantee to the community that if we were to exit scam or whatever, KYD would basically release our details and stuff like that. So
the community can request those details from KYD.
Yeah.
And take any sort of action you may feel is right at the time. Yeah. Our new goal from here on out, well, it's not a new goal, it's the same goal, but our goal is to make sure that never has to happen.
Yeah.
And exactly. That's why we are taking it to the next level and putting it out there. We're serious about this. We're not going nowhere.
It's building more trust.
It is. Yeah, we want to personalize ourselves with you guys a little more. We want you guys to know we're just normal, real dudes. We're gamers. We just saw an idea. We took advantage of an opportunity, and now we're going to try and live our dreams out through that opportunity.
Yes.
And we want you guys to come along on the ride with us. So, Wen Moon.
Yeah. Carol, your question about the fees, the profits. Yes, we are self-sufficient. Self-sustaining. But we as a team are not currently getting any money out of it.
No.
We any money we get out of it goes right back into the company.
Like, for instance, Masternodes.online. If you look at which coins did we go with? We went with Zcoin, Lux.
Real quick, 5 a.m. I know you're in the YouTube chat. You DM'd me, but I cannot switch to the DM right now because I'm hosting the video stream, so I cannot switch to your DM.
If you have a question, post it in the AMA questions.
If you have a question for specifically YouTube, yes. If you have a specific question for Evonodes that can wait a little bit till after the stream, I'll respond to it. If there's anything special you need to ask right now, I would suggest giving Smokey a DM real quick so he can check on what the question actually is. Because I just can't. I just saw you pop up in Discord.
yeah, it would spill all our secrets.
No, your question will get live on YouTube while you DM me, so that's kind of counterproductive, right?
I
A
mean,
little bit.
it would be
Depending
an
on the
interesting stream
question.
snipe.
It could.
Maybe, but yeah, it's, so you know, if you have anything specific, just DM Smokey real quick.
Send your naked selfies to Tech right now if you want them on the stream.
Well, no, but yeah, we are still investing everything into Evonodes back into Evonodes. Every single penny that we make, it goes back into marketing. KYD verification also costs money, right? Hosting the services.
I got what he wanted. It's fine. In fact, we can't put that up there. He basically wanted to point it out that Tritium or Tritium, however you want to say that.
Tritium.
TRTT. Yes,
Yeah,
they
Tritium.
are KYD verified, but pardon me, they are verified for their coin and not for their service.
Yeah.
There's two different things. There's two pages, one for services and one for coins, and they're only verified for their coin, not the service. We'll be the first ones to do it for the service specifically. And since we don't have a coin, we're not going to do it for the coin. So
yeah,
and I'm not even sure that
KYD will make something for both. We better. We think.
But yeah, it is very possible, specifically for Tritium, that they have different devs working on the coin that are working on the service. So in that regard, all the people that have access to Evonodes in the sense of code or coins are KYD verified. We have one private investor, but even he does not have access to the coins. Funny, actually.
Well, indirectly.
Indirectly, maybe, but not directly. Via, but that's always like gray area, right? He doesn't have directly
Basically,
access to the coins.
You would have to go through Shark in order to get to them.
And I'm KYD verified now.
Exactly. So he's KYD verified. So there's no way anybody that officially is associated with Evonodes has access to the coins or the codes without going through KYD verified channels. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure that our bases are covered, that we are not hiding anything. We are definitely not hiding anything. No. Even in the Discord, people said, "What questions do we ask you on an AMA? You guys tell us everything." There is not much to ask. Like, what is there? Like,
but look at us. Here we are, 90 minutes in, or however.
I know we can.
101.
We talk a lot.
We're talkers. So, yeah,
we are talkers.
You guys should see the team chat, man. When one of us or any of us goes to sleep, we wake up the next morning with like a half
sleep
to read.
What is sleep?
I'm sorry. But nap. Whenever we take a nap.
Yeah, when we take a 10-minute nap, we wake up to 10 pages of Discord messages.
Yeah.
So I should have WD-40'd my chair before.
Like 5 minutes ago, right? And then now again.
Horrible. Where'd that come
I know.
It just started happening today. Of course.
And I thank you for asking the question, Cal. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. And don't like.
We will definitely do this again in the future. Not sure when, because again, it's pretty difficult for people to come up with questions if we already answer everything in a Discord openly. Even tell you before the questions are going to get answered. Questions are going to get asked. Sorry. Yeah, I corrected myself.
I tell you what we can do. We can leave the AMA questions channel open and just kind of purge it. And then we can collect questions for the next one. Anytime somebody asks a question, you just go in there, post it.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea.
And we'll come back and we'll touch base on it on the very next one.
I think that's a better approach in this regard. Once we have like 5 or 10 questions, anywhere in that range, we are going to plan a new AMA instead of planning a new AMA and trying to see what questions there are.
Or trying to fill
I like that.
Yeah.
And if there's some point where we introduce new features and there are more questions, we'll pick up an AMA 1 or 2 and we'll be silent for a little bit afterwards because there are no questions. I like that part because it's a little bit more focused towards what the user wants instead of what we want.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got all questions covered, right?
One question that's not in the AMA questions, but gets brought up frequently, is what's the ETA on a referral system?
Oh,
right. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good
Referral
one.
system.
Yeah.
Shark, you take that one.
Well, with all the new features we currently have planned, there are a lot of features that are that range from critical to really want that. There are a lot of features that we want to implement, and on all of those, yes, we want to do a referral system, but many of the other features we have planned, we want to do before that. A referral system is a nice to have, but our planned features are, well, they're all nice to have, so to say.
They're more game changing too,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're more excited to put those out because they're kind of different, or if they are similar to something somebody's already done, we're putting our own twist on it.
Yeah.
About that.
It's,
And the same goes for I'm sorry, but the same goes for the referral system. We have a plan-ish and an idea of how we want to go about doing it, and it's totally different than anybody else is doing it. So it's gonna take some work and some planning and some more things just to get it down just the way we want.
it's probably going to be one of the new infra features. Like,
Yes.
it's probably not gonna happen in the current infrastructure.
Yeah, but I do think
Which-
maybe to add to that is that if we're deciding to do it in the new infrastructure, it will most likely be one of the launch features instead
Yeah.
of being a future that then still needs to be built.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely.
So maybe to round it off a little bit for the new infra, because nobody knows exactly when this is going to happen. Our intention is to have a fully new developed Evonodes within approximately 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Approximately. Take it with a grain of
That's the
salt.
estimate.
We are not promising anything that we can deliver, so we intend to finish it within 6 months. If for some reason things go faster, we'll have more futures done by the 6 month mark. If it goes slower, we'll have less futures done by the 6 month mark. But we try to hit the 6 month for at least a new backend so that we're ready for the next steps.
Yeah.
And when we
And
do,
that is a more long-term roadmap in this.
yeah, I would, like you said, about
Yeah,
6
Christmas
months,
gift,
definitely.
indeed.
And or maybe even when's our birthday? Oh, our birthday is
My birthday is in December, exactly
No,
6 months
well,
from now.
mine is too. December 15th. What's yours?
13th.
Ha! That's freaking crazy, man.
Well, Shark,
where are you at?
where are my
My
gifts?
birthday.
Oh, summer baby, get out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
funny.
that's
cool.
I just
When
remember
we
that we
do-
wanted to put out something like that at least.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do it big, guys. We're not just gonna kind of throw it out there and be like, here, have this. We're gonna do it big.
Yeah.
We got big plans.
Once this goes live, you'll know
We're
it
gonna
goes
wait.
live.
Yeah.
We're gonna make waves. People are gonna be talking about it. It's
We have a
gonna be
lot of extra marketing planned for that specific rollout of new futures,
Yeah.
different. We'll build,
which
an
we will
entire
hopefully
roadmap.
be able to pay by then.
Yeah.
What else
Yeah.
is kind of in the Trello board here that we could probably throw out there real quick?
Save something for the next time, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think we
I think we
discussed
hit
a
all
lot.
the big
We're almost 2 hours in. I think this has it's a bit long. Oh yeah, definitely. We talked about a lot. It was the first time. We had a little bit of technical difficulty at the start. We'll make sure that we next time we'll have it have that figured out, that it's a little bit smoother.
I blame you.
And thank you guys. Thank you guys.
You can blame me all you want. I don't care.
No, I blame
I
you.
don't respond to it.
You too, but you.
No, I think we're gonna wrap it up with this. Thank you all for the ones that are in chat, asking questions, being there with us. We really had no idea if people actually wanted to see something like this. We had a couple of questions of more of the long-term members of Evonodes. So, well, I'm glad we have people here that motivates us as well to keep on doing this, to see that people are watching and responding to what we are actually doing. So
Yeah,
thank you all
next
for
time-
watching.
Shoot for 20 or more. That's my wink thing again. Like,
Let's try to beat competitors in their live
Next time,
streams.
hopefully
Hint.
we have the news section up on the website.
Yeah, when we have news section up and everything, we can show you some new features, some new stuff, and keep this ball rolling.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for watching. We're gonna wrap this